welcome back to my channel. If you have not already, like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification to see more content from moi. So in this video, we're going to be talking about why I cut off my traditional locks. And that is basically to start Sisterlocks. I know my hair looks bomb being a loose natural, but I'm not with the whole thrill of combing my hair, getting back to the washing routines and all that jazz, which I know that some of you guys are going to say, well, sis, with Sisterlocks, you have to have a washing routine, in which that is the case. You do have to braid and bend. I'll get into that mix a little later, but at the end of the day, I'd rather do that than to deal with this. If you saw my last video, which I'm wearing the same thing, same makeup, everything, just threw on a little gloss, I showed you how my hair looks without it being washed. Here is it in its form of being in a twist out, where I use Mousse Def and the Dew products, or Doe products, however you pronounce it. And by far it's nice to have, but for one thing that I just love the fact with locks period was the fact that it was a freedom to just get up and go. I can just wet my hair with some rose water with my essential oils, and I was just good to go. And I get to wear braids over top of it, so I still have my protective styles. I still got the chance of going to a salon, getting my hair done, as well as just doing it myself. First off, getting started with my traditional locks. So when I started with my traditional locks, I started with instant locks. Instant locks is when you take a crochet needle, which is very tiny. I don't have one to show you, but you take a crochet needle and you're basically going in the hair and to form a lock. Now, in my opinion, my hair wasn't fully locked once I got my hair instant locked, and I'll tell you about that in a little bit. Now, how I got about doing so is I was looking to get my hair locked, and I wanted my hair to be small, like micro locks. So I showed my hairstylist a picture of her name is Patience Edept, or I may be saying it wrong, but I'll insert a picture of her in now so that you can see how basically I want my hair. So I wanted my hair like that, and I told her I wanted them small. However, I want to have my hair interlocked because I need to wash my hair often. Now, the reason why I needed to wash my hair often was because I have a really bad scalp condition where it flakes up, and I think that is due to products that I put in my hair now that I've had traditional locks, and it stopped doing it kind of, but at the same time I didn't know that at that point, so I just wanted to keep maintaining my hair by washing it frequently, which was every week or 2 weeks. And I know with some traditional locks, especially when you're starting with coils, you can't. You have to wash your hair basically when it locks. So yeah, I went to her, showed her the picture. Sis said she could do it, and she could do it by doing instant locks. I said, was it a price difference? And she said, not really. It's just about the same price as you would be interlocked. But because I only had hair on the crown of my head, like right here was the only part I had hair. All this was short, which is why I know I got my hair cut, but which is why all of this was is the short. So my back and my sides were cut short, so I was getting fades. So she basically only had that part to work with, and she charged me, I think I paid like $120 for it, if that. And she did the instant locks. I went home. I didn't really like it because they were bigger than what I thought they would be in my mind. And so I went home, and she had them pinned up really nicely, and I figured, oh, screw it. It is what it is. You know, she said that it will eventually, you know, get to the size that I want. So, okay, cool beans. So I am rocking my hair, going on dates. Everyone's giving me compliments. And I'm like, yes, this got her mojo back, yes. And then I wash my hair and it fluffs back up. So in my mind, if I paid for something to be instant locked, that means that it's not going to unravel. It's going to be locked. Well, I did some research and I talked to a stylist that was in PG County, Maryland, and she said that once you instant lock the hair, that it shouldn't unravel once it's washed. That you can wash it and wet it and everything, and it's good. It would be just like you are, you know, you've had your locks for years. So I said, well, that ain't the case for me, so I need to go back. So I went back to the young lady, and she went back in with the crochet needle, going in and out, and also she left my ends curly because she wanted it to look with the curly effect. Now, it was cute at first, but the way my hair is, like, this is with product. This is a curl with product. I can never do this just with wash and go. I have to manipulate my hair to get to the way it is now. I wasn't about to do that with no locks. The whole point of me getting locks, in my mind, was to have freedom for my hair. So I told her, no, tuck that in, lock that up, and she did the crochet needle and fixed the ones that came unraveled, or that fixed the ones that unraveled. And then 2 weeks later, I had gotten my hair washed with her because it was time to get a retwist. And those retwists, sis, bruh, that hurt. And I would go home like, let me take an aspirin, and it just, overall, I was like, you know what? Plus the styles weren't, it was cute, but it just wasn't, it wasn't what I really imagined for myself. So I moved from Alexandria, which gave me the opportunity to find a different stylist. And I found like 2 lovely stylists that I love. One was, which was always busy because he traveled. And the other was right across the street from my new apartment that I moved to. And it worked well. I was getting my hair done from her, and she was upkeeping it. And then I kind of got to the point where I wanted to do it myself. So I was upkeeping it. And I noticed with the first person, because she was interlocking my hair, that I would get a lot of holes in my hair. And I didn't like that because my locks were growing lumpy and they would be uneven, or it would take a longer time to lock because it just wasn't interlocked, you know, good enough, or it wasn't interlocked right. And I'm not throwing any shade. This is not to throw any shade to her, because she did it. If I could, I would go back to her, kind of, sort of. She does good hair. I just think that the lock maintenance to what my standards were just weren't met by her, and that was cool. So I went to this young lady that lived or worked across the street from me, and I went to her, and I noticed that I didn't have those issues with her with the holes in it. And also she switched from being interlocked to being palm rolled, which, okay, cool beans. But then I noticed that some parts in the middle, especially like right up in here, seems to sometimes get a little thin with things being too tight. And I didn't want to go bald. And to be honest with you, I probably wasn't going bald, and that was just all in my head. So I just started doing it myself, and I think I was messing it up even more because my locks started, it wasn't like budding or anything. They were getting bigger. They were swelling. Like, my locks wouldn't grow anymore. They were just getting bigger, and I just did not like that I had medium locks opposed to small locks, which I wanted, which was micro to small locks. So because I didn't get that, long story, y'all can fast forward to get to this part to hear the actual being, my locks wasn't the right size that I wanted. So I ended up cutting / combing them out. Now, I was looking on Instagram, and I was looking on Pinterest, and I saw all these beautiful women with sister locks. And I was like, that's what I want. That's what I want. Now, granted, I wanted it then, but couldn't really afford it. And I was like, you know what? Stop seeing what you won't do for yourself and do it, because this is what you want. And why are you going to sit here and live with with something that you really didn't want? So why settle? So go get the sister locks that you want. So I made up in my mind I was going to go and get sister locks. Now here's the tea for real, for real. So I made up my mind I was going to get Sisterlocks. So I've been watching like videos after videos after videos, of people getting Sisterlocks, their pros and cons as to why they have them and why they wouldn't get them. And the only thing that I could really hear was the cost. Now, there are two different types of people who can do your your Sisterlocks. Basically, also let me say this. Sisterlocks is a trademark. The only thing with Sisterlocks is it's just interlocked in a grid pattern, and you're paying the trademark of the name and the patent of, it's not really a patent though, but the patent of the way they grid or they style your hair, or they do the placement of your locks, which is considered the grid, and that's basically what you're paying for. And they have a training where they have their consultants go through a 4-day class, and they have to go through this process of getting to be certified to, and I put air quotes lightly, they are certified to be a trainee, and they can, if they do, X amount of hair, I think it's like 30 heads, and the 30 heads is non-family members. And then I don't even know practically what makes them to be certified sister loctician, but I don't know. But to be a trainee, so you basically you have two different types. You have your trainees and you have your certified locticians. The trainees are the people who aren't going to cost that much. These are the people who are just getting out. They need to reach to that 30 head level to get be certified, to get the big bucks, to be able to charge you thousands and thousands of dollars. So in my mind, I knew that I didn't want to spend thousands of dollars because I do have some length in my hair. I knew that I wanted to go to a trainee. So after calling about, no lie, 50 people, I finally got down to 3, and 2 of which were actually willing to do my hair. Now, like I said, I started with my hair shaved in the back and then the sides. On the Sisterlock website, which there is, and you can look up your a person to do your hair on that Sisterlock website. That will be in the details mentioned below. It stated that in that website that you can have 1.5 inches to start with. And me thinking, okay, my hair is about 2 inches. I'm good money. Let me go and get my hair done. No, that's not how it worked. So I went to this young lady, which we vibed. She was cool. She was my age. I felt like, okay, I can see myself going to her and wanting to go to her, every month, which this is a relationship. So you're basically looking for someone to create a relationship with. And I found the right person. She didn't give me no attitudes. She was cool. She was chill. And she was like, I can braid the back of your hair and then the sides, the parts that I can't grip to do this Sisterlock, but I'm not that good at it, sis. You need to have at least 3 to 3.5 inches of hair. That broke my heart. So I started going to actual consultants, and that's the word I was looking for, certified consultants. I started looking for the certified consultants, and so the price that they were giving me, so I was like, for about 5 inches of hair, no sis, no, I'm not paying thousands of anything. No, that's more than my rent. I don't want to pay that. And granted, I understand why they charge so much, but at the same time, I just don't have it to do. And I'm not trying to be cheap, but I just don't have it. And so she was like, you can come back when your hair grows, or we can just braid it. Now, here's where I lie. So this was back in October. So I cut and comb, or I combed out all of my hair, my locks. And I know this is nasty, but so this is all the hair that came out. Let me turn this light on. This is all the hair that came out of just the top part of my hair. I had my locks in for a year and a half, and this is all the hair that came out of. I have not been able to part this bag because this was a part of me. This was something that helped me get over the fact of having to be like always defined in my natural hair. So yeah, sorry, the light is a little bright, but I just, like I said, it's something I want, so I did it. So that took me approximately 5 days to let out, and with the consultation, I had to have my hair washed and combed, and with no conditioner in. And so I did that. So I had to take out all the locks. That took me 5 days, majority of the time done on a Saturday, which, give or take, it took me literally maybe give or take 10, 11 hours to do. And I would take the locks out after I got home from work. And of course, y'all saw in the video, I have a dog, so getting him to not eat the hair or to find time to play with him, and it was just a hot mess because he was much smaller then. But yeah, so I did everything, went to her, we vibed, we chilled, and I just knew right then, this is the girl I want to get my hair done from. And like, it was kind of like love at first sight. But yeah, so she tells me, yeah, I can't do it. Basically, I can do braids. And I'm like, nah, or you let your hair grow. And when she told me that she only had appointments, now this is October, she told me she only had appointments in December. Now here, I'm like, you don't have nothing in November? You can't squeeze me in? No, nothing? She was like, no, it'll be a 3-day process. I'm like, 3 days? Oh, sis, what? So she's like, yeah, it'll be a 3-day process. I was like, okay. And she had nothing December. Get a December date. My money was acting funny. Told her, couldn't do it. Mind you, I paid a deposit. And I had to pay the deposit in order to get a date in December. Couldn't make that December date. So now my date is January 10th. And by the time you guys see this video, it'll be in January. So hopefully a few weeks later, I will have my actual installation date or installation, and I'll take you through the process of all that. But yeah, that's mainly the reason why I decided just to go ahead and get rid of my traditional locks, which is now in a bag that I can't seem to part with. And now I'm here. And during the consultation, she answered a lot of questions. She told me that I am not to put oil in my hair, which that was a big concern for me, or is a big concern for me, considering my scalp gets very dry. But I know that it's not like a hard deal because I've done it once before, where my traditional locks, I really didn't put much in my hair except for rose water, and that's it. And honestly, I don't even think I can put that in. But she said I can mist it daily or to every other day, lightly mist. There's no really styling except for braid outs, and you have to wash and band your locks. Now, I'll get into that at a later time once I actually get the installation. But overall, there is a technique to it, and I'm ready for it. I want this to be a process or a journey that I can live through. Like, going through things, I'm now 32, and going through things in life, you want to have something to not to say fall back on, but to have as a remembrance that you've done this, you did this. And I want Sisterlocks to be that journey for me, because it's just hair. And we all go through this where my hair has to be defined. My hair has to be a certain way. And I just want to go through the way of saying, this is me, take it, and that's it. So again, I'm sorry for this long video. It's now 20 minutes in, and I'm going to close it in out. I'm going to close the video out here. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification to get more content from moi. Again, I love you and thank you for watching. Bye.
Brody, what you got?